You are listening to Audio SSLC, your audio medium for easy understanding and revision. To download a copy of this recording, please visit audiosslc.com. Unit 5, Social and Religious Reformation Movements. In this unit, you will learn establishment of Brahmin Samaj and reformations, Young Bengal Movement, establishment of Arya Samaj and reformations, reformations led by Prarthana Samaj, ideas of Satyashodak Samaj, Aligarh Movement, Ramakrishna Movement ideologies, Theosophical Society, Narayana Guru Dharam Paripala Yogam, Dharma Paripala Yogam, Periyar. Social reformation is an attempt to reform a society that practices discrimination among its members. Reformation strives to bring back such a society into the fold humane values. The basic aim of Reformation movement is to declare the value of individuals' self-respect. The 19th century is considered as the Reformation and New Awakening time in the history of India. With the implementation of English education, a new class of educated Indians was created. Many European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in India. Many Indians who received English education started analyzing their own society. The British too expressed their interest in reforming the society. They put forth the theory of, in quotes, white man's burden. They believed that it is their duty to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people. The British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interests under the guise of this theory. Many Indians started understanding the Indian tradition in new perceptions. A new identity called Indian was born. Many communities like Shudras and other neglected communities and women lacked many rights. Many movements opposed these at different timelines in the history. Unlike movements in the Middle Ages and ancient times, the movements during the British period were different. Issues like caste system, gender discrimination, sati system, widow remarriage restriction system, denial of education to Shudras and other lower communities were addressed by these movements. Many prominent people like Rajaram Mohan Roy, Ananda Saraswati, Ranade, Jyotiba Phule, Swami Vivekananda, Annie Besant, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Periyar, Narayana Guru became part of these movements. One of the main features of this period is the attempt made to stop social evils by prohibiting them through law. Brahmin Samaj. Rajaram Mohan Roy, 1772 to 1833, is the chief initiator of social reformation in India during modern times. He had deep knowledge in Sanskrit, Persian, and Arabic literature. He was well versed in Hindu philosophical critique and Quran. Apart from this, he had also studied other religions found in India critically. He had even learned Hebrew and Greek to read Bible in its original form. Such was his craving for knowledge. He started Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta along with some friends. The Sabha aimed at eradicating socio-religious maladies from the society of Bengal. He started Brahmin Samaj in 1828. He wanted to purge Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Rajaram Mohan Roy and other Brahmin Samaj followers wanted to rebuild a new Hindu society based on the philosophical foundations of Upanishads. Due to his efforts, then Governor General William Bentinck brought in law prohibiting sati system in 1829. Rajaram Mohan Roy tried to develop rationality among the common people through journalism. He published a journal named Samvada Komudhi in Bengali language. The important aspects of Brahmin Samaj were 1. Advocated monotheism. 2. Opposed meaningless rituals. 3. Every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. 4. Brahmin Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. It advocated for a share in property to honor dignity of life to widow. It also opposed child marriage. 5. Brahmo Samaj declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It's also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated these principles. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. He gave importance to English education. Apart from these, Raja Ram Mohan Roy wanted the Indians to welcome the thinking process of the Europeans. In this background, he supported the establishment of many schools and Vedanta College in Calcutta. Rabindranath Tagore has called Raja Ram Mohan Roy as the harbinger of modern India, progenitor of Indian social reformation movement, and the prophet of Indian nationalism. By saying these words, Tagore has summarized the contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Brahmo Samaj to Indian social reformation. Coming to Young Bengal movement, the wave of modernization started moving across the North India during 19th century. Calcutta was the center of this new thinking. New movements started arising during 1820s and 1830s. We've already learned the contribution of Brahmo Samaj. During this period, another movement called Young Bengal Movement took birth. This movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Derozio, 1809 to 1831. His father was a Portuguese and his mother was an Indian. Hence, Derozio is called as Anglo-Indian. Derozio served as a professor at Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. Many of his students who were attracted to his teaching became his committed followers. Derozio was influenced by the various movements of Europe and tried to instill the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. He also worked towards creating textbooks to inculcate new education system. This angered many traditionalists. But still, he went ahead and started Academic Association in 1828, a free-thinking debate association which created new thinking across Bengal. The Young Bengal movement held discussions and debates on issues like nature, humanism, God, and other various topics. Derozio worked towards spreading the message that only rational thinking would liberate people from the clutches of superstitions and social discrimination. He was an advocate of women's rights and opposed caste-based discrimination. Many of his students who had come from traditional families were deeply influenced by Derozio's thoughts and joined their hands in spreading the movement across Bengal. The influence of this movement was limited to Calcutta and a few areas of Bengal. Derozio had to resign from his teaching post due to the pressure from his colleagues and his opponents. These people feared that the youth are getting morally corrupted by the work of Derozio. Derozio died at the young age of 22 years due to cholera. Arya Samaja. The Arya Samaj was started in the year 1875 by Ananda Saraswati. This started in Katewad. It was more powerful during the last 2 decades of 19th century. Ananda Saraswati was born in 1824 in Katewad of Gujarat. His name was Moolashankar. His father was Ambashankar Tiwari and mother Amruta Bai. Since he was not interested in English education, he received Sanskrit education. He left his house by the age of 21 years and roamed across the country for about 15 years. He outlined his ideas in a book titled Satyaratha Prakasha. He realized that the remedies to the various maladies of India are present in Vedas. Hence, he declared back to Vedas. He was more of a Renaissance person than a Reformation person. He opened the head office of Arya Samaj in Lahore in 1877. He declared that only Vedas are authentic. Arya Samaj had the following aims. 1. All Hindus should believe in one formless God. 2. No one is a Shudra or Brahmin by birth. And caste-based system was rejected. 3. Encouragement to intercaste marriages. 4. Rejection of polygamy and child marriage. 5. Men and women are equal. 6. One should study Vedas and other ancient sacred texts and preach them. Shuddhi movement was one of the important programs of Arya Samaj. It aimed at reconversion of people who had converted to Islam and Christianity from Hinduism back to Hinduism. Cow protection associations were started to protect cows. Arya Samaj had around 5 lakh members by 1921. After the death of Ananda Saraswati, Dayananda Anglo-Vedic College was started in 1886. Similarly, Gurukula Vidyalaya was started in Haridwara. Lala Lajpat Rai, a radical leader of Indian freedom movement, was influenced by the principles of Arya Samaj. Shuddhi movement. The existence of caste and superstitions had pushed people towards other religions. In this critical juncture, Dayananda Saraswati reinterpreted Vedas and advocated gender equality and caste equality in order to integrate Hindu society. There were opportunities to exit from Hinduism, but no opportunity to enter it. In order to bring back people from other religions, Dayananda Saraswati started Shuddhi movement. Next, Prarthana Samaj. The influence of Brahmo Samaj reached regions beyond Bengal. This Samaj took up various Reformation movements influenced by Brahmo Samaj. This movement became influential in the Western India, particularly in the areas of Bombay Presidency. Prarthana Samaj was founded by Dr. Atma Ram Panduranga in 1867 at Bombay with the aim of finding solutions to various problems faced by women and lower caste groups. This association argued that the reinterpretation of Hinduism is needed in the light of modern Western thinking. It advocated that reformation should not be a wish but should be implemented in reality. Many programs like education for women, rehabilitation of poor people were undertaken by the Prarthana Samaj. Justice Mahadeva Govinda Ranade, R.G. Bhandarkar and N.G. Chandravarkar were the other prominent leaders. The scope of Prarthana Samaj got extended into various areas under the leadership of Justice Ranade. Ranade attempted to reject child marriages and discriminations of widows. He believed that legal intervention is needed to stop child marriages and encourage widow remarriages. Hence, he advocated taking the help of the British government. Next is Satyashodak Samaj. There were widespread discriminations based on caste and gender in Maharashtra, just like in other parts of India. During the colonial rule of the British, many movements were started to address these social problems. Satyashodak Samaj was established in 1873 to provide equal rights to non-Brahmin class and women. This Samaj was founded by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. In order to build a philosophical base for the movement, he wrote books like Gulamagiri and Shetkarayacha Asud, that is, Cultivator's Whipcord. He opened schools for Shudras and girls. Phule, who belonged to Mali caste, allowed people from all castes, including untouchables, to draw water from his well. Savitribai Phule joined hands with him in his endeavor. They established hostel for girls. The work of Phule's is important in the direction of establishing society based on equality. Ambedkar is one of the important people who were inspired by the work of this couple. Next comes the Aligarh Reformation movement. By the end of 19th century, a new wave of social and religious reformation was set in Muslim society. Anti-British sentiment became strong in Muslim community after the incident of 1857. As a result, they stayed away from the English education and as a result missed many opportunities that were based on English education. During this period, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan attempted to start a new movement. The Mohammedan Liberty Society, established in 1863, started debates and discussions on the issues related to religion, social and political issues. The upper and middle class youth participated in these discussions and started realizing the value of English education. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan lived from 1817 to 1898. He declared that Quran is the authoritative book and other works on Islam are derived ones. He said one has to interpret one's religion according to the changing times, otherwise religion becomes sluggish. Sir Ahmed Khan fought against traditions, superstitions, ignorance and irrationalities throughout his life. He said without an open mind, any social and intellectual development is impossible. He did not support the Parda system for Muslim women. He called for educating Muslim girls. He did not accept polygamy. All these aspects were part of his struggles. In order to implement his ideals into practice, he founded Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in Aligarh in 1875. He utilized this institution to spread the Western scientific and cultural ideas. This institution later became Aligarh Muslim University. Sayyid Ahmad Khan preached religious tolerance. He thrived for unity among Hindus and Muslims. Hindus, Parsis, Christians donated liberally for the establishment of Aligarh College. Admissions were open for students from all religions. The movement created by Sayyid Ahmad Khan, keeping Aligarh as the center, is called as Aligarh Movement.
You are listening to Audio SSLC, your audio medium for easy understanding and revision.
To download a copy of this recording, please visit audiosslc.com. Ramakrishna Mission or Ramakrishna Mutt. Ramakrishna Mission has provided a unique contribution to India's spiritual growth, nationalistic awareness, and cultural development. Swami Vivekananda founded Ramakrishna Mission at Belur near Calcutta in 1897. Ramakrishna Mutt was established at Mayavati near Almora of Uttaranchal. Ramakrishna Mission was founded to carry the message and thoughts of Sri Ramakrishna, the spiritual guru of Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa 1834 to 1886 was a worshipper of Kali and also a priest at Calcutta Kali Mandir. One has to attain moksha through dhyana and bhakti, said Ramakrishna, and his life itself was an example of this model. He had believed that all religions advocate the same. He also believed that there were many ways of attaining moksha and the God. He said idol worship is inevitable. In order to spread the teachings of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda founded this mission. Vivekananda, 1863 to 1902, was born in Kayastha family in Calcutta. He studied both Western and Eastern philosophies. After studying the Indian philosophy from different perspectives, he started preaching the importance of Indian philosophy to Indians as well as Westerners. He roamed around India for about 5 years after the death of his guru. Due to this, he could understand the social reality of India. He worked to establish a casteless society as he could see that the society was deeply involved with caste-based discrimination. He also noticed exploitation, poverty, illiteracy, and divisions among the Indians. Vivekananda believed that people should be educated first and then they themselves seek reformation. He wanted legal institutions to implement appropriate rules to support reformation. He also wanted people to stop following the Western ideals blindly. He believed it is the duty of the religion to provide light. Without this, religion in itself is of no use, declared Vivekananda. The one who responds to the poor is Mahatma, and the one who doesn't is Duratma. He opposed caste system, untouchability, and the idea of supremacy based on caste system. We should take the humanity to such a place where there are no Quran, Vedas, and Bible. Still, we need to attain this by attaining unity among Quran, Vedas, and Bible. In our country, there is a need for unity between Hindu and Islam. A Vedic mind in Islamic body is the only path of progress. These words are from Swami Vivekananda, Series 7, Volume 238. The Westerners could understand the cultural richness of India with the help of speech delivered by Swami Vivekananda at Chicago City in World Religious Congress in 1893. He attracted the attention of the listeners while speaking at Congress of Religion held at Paris in 1900. His speeches mirror his nationalist ideas. Interestingly, he had visited Mysore before his visit to Chicago as a guest of Chamraja Vodayar X. As per the suggestion of Swami Vivekananda, Chamraja Vodayar X started schools for untouchable children. Swami Vivekananda wrote books on Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. His thoughts provided impetus to freedom struggle, and he asserted that freedom includes social equality too. Coming to Theosophical Society. This society was basically founded by Madame Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. They came to Adyar near Madras and established the head office of Theosophical Society in 1886. The main aim of the society was to do a comparative study of various religions, philosophies, and science. Another goal was to discover the indomitable spirit hidden in the human. It declared that universal brotherhood is important. The society took its basic principles from Hindu sacred scriptures like Veda, Upanishads, Sankhya Yoga, and Vedanta philosophy and spread these basic principles. The society attempted to find solutions to present problems by studying the ancient Indian thoughts, philosophies, and theoretical ideals. Hence, the society basically tried for the reformation of Hindu religion. Interestingly, foreigners took more interest in this process. With the arrival of Irish lady Annie Besant in India by 1893, the movement of the Theosophical Society started to grow more. She arrived in India as a member of the society. She was born in 1847 in London. She divorced her husband, who was a priest at an Anglican church, and became an active member of the society in 1889. She had more knowledge in Vedanta philosophy. She advocated that Indian culture is far more superior to the Western culture, which is based on materialism. This movement was Reformation movement of Hinduism. She also did a comparative study of Hinduism and Buddhism. Translating Bhagavad Gita to English is one of the major achievements of her. She was called as Shweta Saraswati. She wanted education for all. She opened schools. She started Central Hindu Banaras College in 1898. The same institution became a university due to the forethought of Madan Mohana Malaviya in 1916. She started two periodicals, New India and Commonwealth, to initiate discussion on current problems and social issues. She started Home Rule League in 1916 and initiated Home Rule movement in Madras region. The credit for creating religious reformation movement and a new sensibility for Hinduism in the early 19th century should go to the Theosophical Society and its part and parcel, Miss Annie Besant. Miss Besant was active in the freedom struggle movement and became the first women president of Indian National Congress. You know this, Home Rule. The Irish people who were under the rule of the British started Home Rule movement to assert their rights of self-governing. Influenced by this, Annie Besant started Home Rule movement in India also. Two Home Rule movements were in existence in India by 1916. One movement based itself in Pune and covered areas like Maharashtra, central provinces, Bihar region and northern part of present Karnataka under the leadership of Tilak. Another Home Rule movement was based at Madras under the leadership of Annie Besant. Tilak ran periodicals like Maratha and Kesari, whereas Annie Besant ran periodicals like New India, Commonwealth and Young India. Coming to Sri Narayana Dharma Paripala Yogam, Sri Narayana Guru started Reformation movement in 1903. This started Elavu of Kerala. This movement aimed at strengthening the backward and exploited communities. Narayana Guru 1854 to 1928 and his companions Dr. Palpu and Kumaran Asan led the movement. The caste differences were too much in Kerala and there were many prohibitions in place. During that period, all were not allowed to use facilities like tanks and roads. They were barred from wearing footwear. Restrictions were there on women's dress also. These communities had to live without basic human rights. In order to address this issue, Sri Narayana Guru started Dharma Paripalana Yoga movement. One caste, one religion and one God for human beings was the basic idea of Sri Narayana Guru. Education is the only path to achieve this, he declared. He built temples for the backward communities as they were denied entry into temples. Narayana Guru and his companions started Vayakhom movement, a temple entry movement in 1924. Gandhiji and Periyar, the architects of self-respect movement, participated in this. The temple entry of Guruvayur temple was a major incident. Periyar. By the beginning of 20th century, a non-Brahmin movement started in South India. The majority non-Brahmins launched agitations demanding representations in government sector as per their population. It became a major movement in many states like Karnataka later. The non-Brahminical communities opposed restrictions against them. This was possible due to the English education. The census reports published after 1870s provided a picture of their population. The Justice Party started in 1916 continued the movement in Tamil Nadu. Non-Brahmin movement took a new shape under the Justice Party. This became more radical. Self-respect movement led by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar became a new force. Ramaswamy, who came out of Congress in 1925, started Self-Respect League in 1926. He was called Periyar or senior person out of love by people. Periyar was born in Erode to a rich family. He believed that Congress is in favor of Varna system and started a new movement based Dravida racial identity. He rejected the racial supremacy in the name Arya and Brahmin. He said Tamil is the language of Dravidians. He opposed Sanskrit language and literature. He also rejected Rama as the Vedic leader and accepted Ravana as a Dravidian leader. Angered by a bad experience at Banaras, he converted Sanskrit, Rama and Ravana as cultural ideals and patronized Ravana. He championed equality and criticized caste and gender-based discrimination. He participated in a temple entry movement held at Vaikom of Kerala. He became the president of Justice Party in 1939. He started an association called Dravida Kalagam. He also started Justice Periodical. Even today, Periyar remains as an ideological symbol in Tamil Nadu politics. This is more evident in all the political parties of Tamil Nadu retaining the word Dravida with their names. The ideological, non-Brahminical movement started by Ayonti Das and T.M. Nair was turned into a cultural movement by Periyar. His life goal was to establish an equal society where there would be no inequality based on caste, religion, and gender. Coming to exercises. Fill in the blanks. 1. The 19th century is called as dash period. 2. Raja Ram Mohan Roy started dash periodical. 3. The founder of Prarthana Samaj is dash. 4. The Young Bengal movement was started by dash. 5. The Guru of Swami Vivekananda was dash. 6. The Anglo-Oriental College was established at dash. Next, discuss in groups and answer the following questions. 1. What are the preachings of Brahmin Samaj? 2. Discuss the declaration of Ananda Saraswati's Back to Vedas. 3. Discuss the Reformation advocated by Satyashodak Samaj. 4. Discuss the aims of Aligarh movement. 5. Explain the views of Ramakrishna Mission. 6. Explain how Swami Vivekananda was a source of inspiration for youngsters. 7. What were the Reformation activities of Annie Besant? 8. Explain the contributions of Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam. 9. Make a list of main aspects of Periyar movement. In the activity, visit a nearby Ramakrishna ashram and gather information on Swami Vivekananda's views. In the projects, visit libraries and read books on social reformation. Collect more information from internet with the help of teachers. Next, discuss on various institutions striving for social reformation with the teachers.